Alexander the Great Volkanovski looks to unify the featherweight title when he takes on the interim champion Yair El Pantera Rodriguez. So Volk is actually coming off a decision loss to Islam Makhachev at lightweight, while Yair is coming over a submission win over Josh Emmett where he won the interim title. This is going to be a fun one because Yair is a very unique challenge to anyone. He's very tall, and although they have very similar reaches, it's actually Yair's kicking game that's been the central talking point. His hands are okay. They've gotten better over the years. He has a very solid 1-2, and his hands are very, very fast. I think he should use his punches to kind of camouflage those kicks, and he's going to have to try to keep this fight at range. I think the biggest weakness in his game is actually his takedown defense. It's been that for a very long time. And although it's gotten a little better, it's still, I think, an issue. He's been taken down at least once in each of his last 4 fights. And that was against some fighters that aren't really known to be great wrestlers. Guys like Max Holloway and Jeremy Stevens. Even Brian Ortega is not a great wrestler, and he was able to take Yair down. And most of those takedowns, they came from Yair's kicks. He threw kicks that were ill-advised and eventually led to him getting taken down. One good thing for Yair is that when he does get taken down, he's been very active off his back. He's been throwing elbows, and he's very active with his submissions. He's always throwing stuff up, trying stuff out. Despite that, he should still try to keep this fight on the feet. But even then, Volk is no slouch when it comes to the striking. He's developed his hands very well. He is super well-rounded, and I think his fight IQ is one of the best in the game. Not only is his offense everywhere really good, I think his defense everywhere is also very good. So that being said, I have Volkanovski by decision. I do think he's going to be able to take Yair down eventually. And I think when he's in those positions, I think he's going to do way better than someone like Josh Emmett did, where Volk is going to apply better and smarter pressure that's not going to allow Yair to get that offense off his back going. And he's going to minimize those submission threats. I think one of Yair's biggest strengths is how light-footed he is. He really bounces, and those kicks come from out of nowhere, and they come very powerful. But I think in this fight, this might be one of his weaknesses, just because since he's so light on his feet, he tends to hit the mat very often. And I do think Volk will be able to bring this fight to the ground. He's going to apply great pressure and great control when it comes to the grappling. And despite Yair's great kicking game, I do not think that Volk will be completely outmatched on the feet. That being said, Yair is very dangerous. He is dangerous everywhere and at all times. We saw that in the Korean Zombie fight. Volk has to be perfect the whole way through as long as the fight lasts. Like I said, I got Volk by decision. I just think he's the better fighter, and I think he's the smarter fighter right now. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. It's going to be a great night of fights. Do not forget to tune in, and I'll see you next week.